outline for us just sort of the high level overview of just war theory? What is it? What does it mean?
Yeah, so just war theory is a Christian doctrine justifying the moral use of force between nations. It was originally developed by St. Augustine, who laid the foundations for how Christians should think through warfare. And it was formalized as we know it today by Thomas Aquinas. And so just war theory requires really two fundamental things from a biblical Christian perspective. You need a
Well,
just cause. Yeah.
before we jump into the details of that, I just want to frame this. So what you're saying is all the way back to Augustine, Christians were thinking about whether or not it was just to engage in war, whether or not there was ever a biblical Christian justification for engaging in war at all. Augustine said, I think maybe there is, and that's where his analysis started.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so you have to remember the context of what Augustine is living through. Augustine is living through the fall of the Western Roman Empire. You have major power struggles. You literally have roving bands who are attacking cities. Especially, not only was Rome eventually sacked, but the further away you got from Rome, like Augustine living in Hippo, they are also experiencing warring tribes who are now bringing wars local to them, despite the fact that they had lived under the Pax Romana for centuries, right? And
Mm,
so Augustine is working and thinking through. We live in a fallen world. In a fallen world, peace is really not the norm. Conflict is the
right,
norm in a fallen
right.
world, and the Christian tradition, going back to Christ, going back to the Old Testament, has never been one of pacifism. And so, how does then a Christian work through the problems of killing another human being in war that is justified and waged by not only by biblical means, but entered into through biblical means?